Renault's Esteban Ocon made his return to F1 during the first race of 2020 after a gap of 1 year, and he managed to do fairly well by finishing in 8th place and scoring Renault's only points finish, albeit after almost half of the grid failed to finish. He, however, had a moment with Tauri's Daniil Kvyat that potentially ended the Russian's race that didn't receive a lot of coverage at the time, and now Ocon has received some flack for it. I'm your host, Dylan Shelley, and first up on Formula World, Ocon denies collision with Kvyat. Daniil Kvyat gave his take on the move made by Ocon. It's not great from Ocon's side to push people off like this, to be honest, but I could have been more patient as well. A bit disappointing, the race until then was panning out very well. It's a shame, I unfortunately cost myself a lot of points today. He then explained how exactly it ruined his race. After the collision, my front wing and a suspension broke. I also had a puncture, so my race was over. Tauri team principal Franz Tost chimed in on the situation. He could have scored points today, but the collision with Ocon compromised his race due to a suspension failure, which we need to investigate. Esteban Ocon meanwhile defended his move and suggested that he didn't make any contact and that it was Kvyat's running onto the curbs that damaged his car. I've just rewatched the move. For sure it was a close, very close battle between us two. He was on fresh softs, I was on old hard, so there is a slight difference in grip there, but getting a move around the outside of turn 6 is something difficult. It's a risky move, definitely. I think it came close, but we didn't touch. Daniel did touch the curb, and both curbs aren't forgiving, unfortunately, so it probably made damage to his front wing or something after that, so it's unfortunate, but I enjoyed the racing with him before that. Fast feed. Ferrari CEO Louis Camilleri thinks that this is certainly not a grid position that a team like Ferrari should have and revealed that they have to respond immediately. Additionally, Ferrari has released a statement announcing that they are hoping to bring forward to next weekend the introduction of the aerodynamic package scheduled for the Hungarian Grand Prix, or at least some of its components. Racing Point Sergio Perez feels that 6th place is a good start, but a better position would have been possible. FIA President Jean Todt has revealed that for the biggest spenders, the cost of Formula 1, it is over 3 times the figure of the cost cap because of certain costs being excluded. Esteban Ocon thinks that they need to focus on improving the situation next week, and then they need to have a much better race. Now that they know that the DAS system is allowed, Red Bull team principal Christian Horner has revealed that maybe they'll look for an even more extreme solution. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff thinks that if you add everything up, the grid penalty was a bit too much, and as Red Bull's late protest led to the penalty, from now on it's serious. Former F1 driver turned commentator Martin Brundle feels that Red Bull's Alex Albon should have been patient, and with the help of the DRS he was able to catch up to Hamilton. He however accepts that Albon is a racer and he was on the hunt for Bottas and victory. Former F1 driver Ralf Schumacher feels that Sebastian will have to apologise to the team because this is really not how it should be. Former F1 driver Mark Webber feels that the way Sebastian was told on the phone and the fact that there was no effort made to make him stay, it is clear that the relationship was not healthy with Ferrari. And he also thinks that it's not over yet, he still has a chance to do something in 2022. Who knows, maybe Red Bull in 21. If you saw the footage, who was at fault for the incident between Kvyat and Ocon? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.